She was 19 years old when she dropped out of Stanford. By 30, she was worth $9 billion. Everyone called her the next Steve Jobs. There was just one problem. Everything was fake. This is the story of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos, the biggest medical fraud in Silicon Valley history. It's 2003. Elizabeth Holmes is a chemical engineering sophomore at Stanford, and she's obsessed with Steve Jobs, the black turtlenecks, the whole thing. She tells everyone she's terrified of needles and that she's going to change the world of blood testing forever. Her pitch was a revolution. One tiny drop of blood from your finger, no needles, no vials. That single drop could run hundreds of tests: diabetes, cancer, cholesterol, everything. Investors went insane for it. She raised $6 million before she even had a working prototype, then $50 million, then hundreds of millions. By 2014, Theranos was valued at $9 billion. Elizabeth Holmes owned half of it, $4.5 billion, at age 30. She became a celebrity. Magazine covers, TED Talks. She adopted this strangely deep voice, never seemed to blink, and the world was convinced she was a genius. Bill Clinton praised her. Joe Biden toured her lab. President Obama appointed her a presidential ambassador. The media had their narrative. She was the next Steve Jobs. But there was a secret, a huge one. The machines didn't work. Inside Theranos, the reality was a nightmare. Those revolutionary blood testing machines, which they called Edison, were completely unreliable. Carreyrou published his expose in October 2015, and the empire began to crumble. Federal agencies launched investigations. Partners dropped out. Walgreens sued. The $9 billion valuation vanished into thin air. But Elizabeth Holmes just kept lying. She went on TV, denying everything. Deep voice, black turtleneck, unblinking eyes. She said the journalists were just attacking a successful woman. She said the technology worked, and everyone was just jealous. It didn't work. It had never worked. In 2018, Theranos officially shut down. The SEC charged Holmes with massive fraud, for which she agreed to pay a $500,000 penalty and give up control of the company. That's according to Time.com. But that was just the beginning. In 2022, Elizabeth Holmes went on trial for criminal fraud. Prosecutors proved she lied to investors, lied to patients, lied to everyone. She was found guilty on 4 counts. In January 2023, a federal judge sentenced her to more than 11 years in prison, CNBC.com. Her ex-boyfriend and company president, Sunny Balwani, was also convicted and sentenced to nearly 13 years. It's justice.gov. Just this past February, a federal appeals court upheld Holmes' conviction, sealing her fate, Reuters.com. The woman once worth billions is now 39 years old, sitting in a federal prison. She won't get out until she's 50. And Theranos? It's now a case study, a warning about what happens when ambition and the Silicon Valley mantra of fake it till you make it goes horribly, dangerously wrong. We'll never know exactly how many people were hurt because she wanted to be Steve Jobs so badly that she built an empire on lies. This is why we tell these stories, because if we don't, it happens again.